That's right, ladies and gentlemen, it's your lucky day. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden, and this is Fire Your MD Now. I'm a licensed naturopathic physician. That's ND, like North Dakota Nancy Drew, or better yet, naturopathic doctor. Look it up. In order to become a naturopathic doctor in the United States, 4 years pre-med, 4 years naturopathic medical school, 1,000 hours of clinical supervision. You got to pass state boards, got to pass national boards, got to do 25 hours of continuing education credit a year. It's a full-blown physician-level medical degree. Currently, we're licensed to practice medicine in 16 states, 16 only. That means there are 36 states that are still in the Stone Age. That means medicine in the United States is not a free market strategy. There is no free medical market in the United States. The MDs, since the 1920s, have completely controlled the game. You do not have equal access to medicine. You're lucky if your insurance policy pays anything that chiropractors do. It doesn't pay anything that naturopaths do in 36 states. It doesn't pay anything that herbalists do or acupuncturists do, etc., etc., etc. But because the MDs have been in the driver's seat for so long, everybody just thinks medicine equals MDs. Hey, after all, they're called medical doctors, right? Well, that's just big PR. Medical doctors do not own medicine. And the medicine that MDs are trained in, the medicine that MDs practice on you every day, is the leading cause of death in the United States. Don't believe me? Here we go. Normally on Tuesdays it's Testimonial Tuesday, but I was out on vacation yesterday. I really wish I was on vacation yesterday, but I was fixing some stuff around the house. And we played a testimonial yesterday. We played last week's testimonial, which was extremely compelling. It was very compelling. So rather than have another Testimonial Tuesday today, I'm going to do what we should have done yesterday had we been live, which is medical madness. According to CNN headline news, you ready? Fasten your seatbelts. A government task force that sparked the controversy a couple months ago with its breast cancer screening recommendations a few years ago is weighing in on hormone replacement therapy. The group says menopausal women should not use hormone therapy, should not use hormone therapy. In the face of pretty good evidence, the balance of potential benefits and potential harms leads us not to recommend the use of these therapies, or so says Dr. Kirsten Bibbins-Domingo, a task force member. Really? Oh, really? You're just coming out and saying this now? You're just coming out and saying this now. Well, let's look at what Dr. Glidden's been saying for the last 20 years. Let's look at what Dr. Wallach's been saying for the last 30 years. Let's just peel back the curtain and take a look at this medical madness. 10 years ago, there was a gigantic study done. It was actually more than 10 years ago. It was called the Women's Health Initiative. What the Women's Health Initiative did was it looked to such a big study that was designed to show whether or not women who went on hormone replacement therapy actually had positive benefits from it, because Premarin and hormone therapy has been pitched to us years ago as preventing cardiovascular problems, preventing osteoporosis, preventing dementia, right? It was supposed to be this magic bullet that everybody was in love with. So much so that Premarin, which is arguably one of the most famous hormone replacement drugs ever made, was the first drug to reach $1 billion in sales. It was the most widely prescribed drug in the United States for about 30 years, right? And all these health benefits that MDs just made up. They pulled them right out of their you-know-what and pitched it to the American public. Oh, this is the best stuff since the surgical technique. So 10 years ago, the scientific community actually starts to take a look at this. It's called the Women's Health Initiative. Actually, what they found was that the women taking the hormone replacement therapy were at a greater risk. Actually, the study was stopped 3 years before it was supposed to be stopped because women were dying left and right. Data from the Women's Health Initiative suggests that estrogen plus progesterone therapy moderately reduces the risk of fractures but increases the chance of developing stroke, dementia, deep vein thrombosis, urinary incontinence, gallbladder disease, and breast cancer. By the way, Premarin got its name from, it's a synthetic hormone that's extracted from the urine of pregnant mares. That's where they get it from, pregnant mare Premarin. Premarin is 1 part human hormone, it's estradiol, and 2 parts horse hormone, equilin and equilase. 1 part human hormone, 2 parts horse hormone. Let's mix those together and give them to hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of American women. Only 3 big problems with Premarin: breast cancer, uterine cancer, gallbladder disease, thrombophlebitis. Okay, that's more than 4. You get the point. So the Women's Health Initiative 10 years ago is stopped 3 years before it was supposed to be, because the women who were taking the hormone therapy that was supposed to be such a magic bullet were getting sicker from the hormone therapy 10 years ago. And now they're coming out and saying, well, we don't recommend hormones. Why didn't they tell us this 10 years ago? I did. I've been telling people not to do hormone therapy for 20 years. Because we know the information. We are not wedded to the pharmaceutical companies. We are not in danger of losing our bread and butter by speaking the truth. Medical doctors are. Quite frankly, medical doctors don't know very much. They know what the drug salesmen tell them. The pharmaceutical industry spends a little bit more than $50,000 per doctor per year in PR, free samples and PR. Your medical doctor is stressed. He doesn't have time for this. He doesn't have time to study all this stuff. He should. I do. Quite frankly, what's he going to do with his busy practice? He's going to pay attention to what the drug salesmen tell him to. If your doctor was on the ball, he would have recommended you stop hormone replacement therapy 13 years ago when the Women's Health Initiative was published, when it was canceled. The study was canceled, but he didn't. Well, if he did, I don't know, maybe he did. Maybe your doctor did. If your doctor did, you've got a good one, because that physician was paying attention. I've given lectures to tens of thousands of people all across this country for the last 3 years. I always ask this question when I give a lecture. I say, how many women got the phone call from their doctor that told them to stop taking Premarin? I've yet to see a hand go up. I have yet to see a hand go up, because money rules everything when it comes to medicine in the United States. Medicine in the United States is not results-driven. It's profits-driven. And now the company that makes Premarin is trying to pitch Premarin overseas because American women are getting smart. American women paid attention to the World Health Initiative. Most American women know more about the negative side effects of Premarin than the doctors do. And that's just not right, but we put up with it, and we give them a pass. The doctor gets a pass. So you know what this means? Your doctor prescribed a synthetic hormone that was made from 1 part human hormone and 2 parts horse hormone to you for a non-medical condition, menopause. Menopause is not a disease. Menopause is a time of life, for goodness sake. Puberty is not a disease. Puberty is a time of life, right? So medical doctors got the bright idea that women needed some type of hormonal help when they're in their menopausal years. Well, yeah, maybe yes, maybe no. So what did they do? Instead of supporting and promoting the health of the organism, supporting and promoting the body's own ability to sort its own hormones out with good, new-fashioned medical nutrition. Instead of doing that, medical doctors said, I know what we're going to do. We're going to take 1 part human hormone, 2 parts horse hormone, and we're going to mix them together, hallelujah, and pass the hat. Well, guess what? $1 billion later, more now, because it was the first drug to break the $1 billion earmark, thousands of women get breast cancer, uterine cancer, gallbladder disease, thrombophlebitis, because they took a drug that an MD prescribed for a non-medical condition. Now, can you imagine what would happen if one patient somewhere in this great country of ours got breast cancer from taking an herb or a vitamin, just one? Can you imagine what would happen? Can you imagine the crap storm that there'd be? Can you imagine what would happen? They'd have us strung up in town square. We'd be pilloried. But when medical doctors do it, everybody gives them a pass. And this is what I cannot understand. I have a unique perspective on this. because I'm a licensed physician who doesn't have to toe the line with what the pharmaceutical companies tell me I have to do. That's not my game plan. That's not my scope of practice. That's not my standard of care. That's not my profession's standard of care. Most medical doctors in this country are cowards. And I'm choosing my words carefully. They're cowards because they are not going to step outside of their comfort box, even though when they know it's hurting people. Even though the therapeutics are killing us. They are killing us. If you know somebody who got breast cancer or uterine cancer from Premarin, I don't know what to tell you to do. Because if you're still buying medical insurance every month after that nonsense, you need your head examined. The only way that we are going to get these people off of our backs, the only way that we can fix this problem, the only way that we can interface with this problem is to stop using the medical system. Stop using it, folks. We're never going to pass legislation that's going to outwit the pharmaceutical companies. We're never going to get all 50 states to license naturopathic medicine. Well, maybe we will, but even if we did, it wouldn't matter because there's way too many people and not enough naturopathic doctors. So what are we going to do instead? Stop using the MDs unless you're bleeding to death. Tune into this radio station. Visit my website. Talk to a longevity associate. Get informed about steps that you can take on your own behalf right now with science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition, therapeutics to support and promote the health of the human body. Why? Because your body wants to fix itself. Why? I don't know. Ask God. That's just the way that it is. Feed your body the right stuff, and you're not going to believe how you feel. So if you're a woman or a man and you think or you know that you have a hormonally related health issue, here's what you do. You stop eating the 10 foods that we consider bad. Everybody has to stop the 10 bad foods, and you can download that list for free at fireyourmdnow.com. Just click on the good food, bad food link. Boom. Gives you all the good food, gives you all the bad food. It doesn't give you all the good food, but it gives you all the bad food. If there's a food on the bad food list, stop eating it. End of story. Number 2, take the 90 essential nutrients appropriate for your body weight. That's 1 healthy start pack and 1 bottle of plant-derived minerals per 100 pounds of body weight per month. Stop eating the bad foods. Nutrify your body. And if it's a hormone-related issue, load up on foods that are rich in cholesterol. That's right, because guess what all of your hormones are made from? Cholesterol. That's what they're made from. Why do you think we're having so many hormone-related issues here? All of a sudden, erectile dysfunction's a big deal. Actually, it's a little deal. All of a sudden, it's a deal. Never used to be a deal. Where did it come from? All of a sudden, women are getting hot flushes forever instead of for 2 months like their grandparents. Why is this? Because cholesterol-lowering statin drugs and fat-free diets have driven our cholesterol into the gutter so your body doesn't have what it needs to make hormones, period. End of story. It's good for the company that makes Viagra, good for the company that makes Cialis, good for the company that makes the hormones to stop the hot flushes, right? Not so good for you, though. You've bet on the wrong dog, ladies and gentlemen. You've bet on the wrong horse. You've taken the wrong dog for the hunt. I'm mixing metaphors. Just stop it. Eat foods that are high in cholesterol, butter and cheese and chicken skin. Throw the chicken away. Rare meat. Red meat, cooked rare, medium rare, full-fat milk, full-fat dairy. Clean up your diet, take the 90 essential nutrients, your hormones sort themselves out. It's easy. It is easy. Remember, healing is easy. We're going right to the phones now. Jenny is up with a question about pain, I think. Hello, Jenny. You are live.
Hi, Dr. Glidden. How are you?
Good, thanks. Thanks for calling.
Well, I'm kind of your MD now really speaks to my heart greatly. I've got a lot of MDs I should have fired. I've had over 40 surgeries, inpatient and outpatient. My first surgery started out when they removed all my large intestines plus my appendix. Then after that, they gave me an ileostomy. Then after that, they gave me a J pouch and another ileostomy. Then after that, they removed my rectum. After that, they removed all my reproductive system except for my ovaries. I was diagnosed with Addison's disease. When stimulated with the injection, I was at 3.2. I was told that I had a low vitamin D at a level of 28 and low on estrogen. At one point in time, I was not producing any hormones before I had my hysterectomy, and I was on bioidentical hormone replacement therapy with pellets. Totally messed me up. That was back in 2007. I went through a form. I also had a rash on my elbows, and they did a grafting of it, sent it to 4 labs, 1 to Germany. Nobody could diagnose it. I eat gluten-free, non-GMO as much as possible. I eat gluten-free, all organic, non-GMO, BPA-free as much as possible. I use a ProPure. I do use the One World Whey, sugar-free. I am dairy-free. I use whey and butter, but I have not tried, like, regular organic milk. And I do probiotics. Before I found this Longevity, which I just ordered the Healthy Pack, I was using from Fatigue to Fantastic.
And what is it, of all of the stuff that's bothering you, Jenny, or all of the stuff that you've been through, and holy smokes, we're up against the clock right now, and I want you to hang on. I'm going to finish it up with you on the other side of the break. But of all of the things that are bothering you, what are your top 3?
Well, right now, my top 3 is I deal with pain. I'm on...
all right, so you got pain. We're running out of time. So give me the 2 others.
I got pain, and I've got pain right underneath when I eat, right underneath my xiphoid process area after I eat, and I am unable to go to the restroom without digitalizing. So my stool is literally like paste.
And one more. Give me one more.
Last but not least, I am on massive amounts of fentanyl, Valium, baclofen, hydromorphone.
Woohoo! All right. Jenny, are you still with us?
Yes, I am.
All right, good. Now, Jenny, I grew up on an island and love to go sailing, know a lot about it. And when you're out on a sailboat and all of a sudden the fog creeps in on little cat's feet, which it does because it can be bright and sunny one minute and then all of a sudden you are in a fog bank. You're lucky if you can see 5 feet in front of you. When you're sailing in the fog, it is virtually impossible to know where the harbor is, even if you have a compass. Because, you can get a sense that it's over that way, but if you start going that way, man, you might hit a rock, you might hit a buoy, you might hit another boat, you might get attacked by a sea monster. All right, there's no sea monsters, but you get the metaphor. When we are thick in the middle of it, there's very little to do except wait until the fog clears. So, your body has been abused by these guys for so many years, for so long, that when there is so much fog that's in the way right now, the first thing that I'm going to recommend that you do, and we're going to do this in steps. If we do this in steps, you're going to love how you feel, and it's going to produce nice, smooth, and steady results, and we'll be able to change course every couple of weeks as more and more fog clears and the therapeutic that I'm going to recommend starts to grab in and take hold. So with complicated cases like this, people that have just been beneath the wheel of conventional medicine for decades, just been abused by conventional medicine, and I mean abused by conventional medicine for decades, the first, second, and third things to do are as follows. Number 1, go to fireyourmdnow.com, please. Download the Good Food, Bad Food document and stop eating all of the foods that are on the bad list. You've probably done that already, so you're probably ahead of that game. Number 2, you got to get yourself the 1 healthy start pack, 1 bottle of plant-derived minerals, and 1 bottle of selenium per 100 pounds of body weight. How much do you weigh?
I vary between 104 and 108, and I'm 5'5".
All right, so I want you to have 1 healthy start pack, 1 bottle of plant-derived minerals, and 1 bottle of selenium. That's all we're going to start with. I want you to start with that for 4 weeks. 4 weeks plus clean up your diet. And we're going to see how your body responds to that. We're going to see what happens because there's so much going on right now. And your body is so undernutrified and has been so stressed by conventional medicine that we've got to take care here and take small steps. But if you do it this way, if we do it this way with small steps, and you know, this is a process, right? Not an event. This is not anything that's going to happen overnight. But if you hang in with me for the long term, and we take it 1 month at a time, you're going to like how you feel. You're going to bounce back. Your body's going to get better, and it's going to be like watching ice melt in the springtime, especially since you're only 100 pounds. Because when, you know, the therapeutics work, and they're as predictable as gravity. But people who are 300 pounds, it takes a little bit longer for them to feel it. But people who are 100 pounds, especially if they're women, women tend to be more in touch with their bodies. Women tend to be more sensitive to things in the environment. When, you know, women that are around 100 pounds start following my advice and taking these therapeutics, they feel it almost immediately. So all I want to do for the first 4 weeks is clean your diet up, take the Healthy Start Pack, the plant-derived minerals, and the ultimate selenium. And I want you to call me every 3 weeks. We're just going to chart your progress here live in front of the world. You know, no censorship here, folks. I'm just going to show you how medical nutrition works. So give that a try. That's all I want to do, Jenny. I know this is a complicated case, but you got to trust me here. We're going to take small steps, all right? So clean your diet up, take those supplements, and give me a call back in 3 weeks, and we'll take it in 3-week intervals. I'm pretty excited about it, actually. Thanks so much for calling, Jenny. I'm moving right on next to Pat, who has a question about hormones. How timely. Hello, Pat. You're live with Dr. Glidden.
Hi, Dr. Glidden.
What's going on, Pat? Pat, did we lose you?
Dr. Glidden?
There you are. How are you, Pat?
Hi. I was on Premarin and Provera for about 10 years.
Sorry
and
to hear
I
that.
took myself off of it, of course. The doctor didn't tell me. I took myself off of it. I subsequently had a stroke, a mild stroke, but I also had veins in my legs that were, you know, small, constricted. I am a sickle cell anemia patient. I was put on Plavix at that time. And I would like to stop taking it, and I want to know what your opinion is. And I'm also having a little trouble breathing. I am a sickle cell anemia patient.
All right. So the problem with, from our point of view, sickle cell anemia, the problem there is that the membrane around the red blood cells doesn't have the nutrition that it needs to form properly. So, you know, we have a very unique perspective on things like sickle cell anemia and thalassemia, right? So I've had many patients with sickle cell anemia, and there was a big project headed by Andrew Young in Atlanta. We're working with hundreds of sickle cell anemia patients and having really great success. So what we do in all cases, regardless of the diagnosis, is support and promote the body's ability to fix itself, because God knows better than your doctor. Your body knows better than your doctor. Nature knows better than your doctor. So what are we going to do? Well, we're going to be smart for once in our lives. We're going to stop eating the stuff that's hurting the body, and we're going to start to feed the body the proper nutrition that it needs and good recipes that it can absorb. And then we're going to step back, kick back on our lawn chairs, and let the body go to work and let the body fix itself to the degree that it is able to fix itself. Now, there are points of no return. I mean, you can screw something up so badly that it's beyond the body's ability to fix itself. And the only thing that's really going to work in a case like that is divine intervention, you know. Notwithstanding that, though, there's a lot that we can do to feed the body's self-repair mechanisms and feed the body's vital force so that the body, we really increase the odds of a successful outcome. So this is going to be pretty straightforward and pretty easy, Pat. What's your current body weight, more or less?
100.
100 pounds. How tall are you?
5 feet.
Okay, good. All right. So now stroke, my colleague Dr. Wallach, right, has sued the Food and Drug Administration a number of times Cost him $1 million out of his own pocket each time. One of the lawsuits was so that we could secure something called a qualified health claim. The Longevity Company is the only nutritional supplement company in the world that has qualified health claims. Because of one of Dr. Wallach's lawsuits, we can say that essential fatty acid supplementation, omega-3, omega-6, and 9, that you can get from plant oils and fish oils, virtually eliminates the risk of stroke. And that when people get stroke, it's because their blood is clotting incorrectly. Why is your blood clotting incorrectly? Because you had a Plavix deficiency? No. Your blood is clotting incorrectly because you had a naturopath deficiency. You went to the wrong doctor. That's why you're on Plavix, because you went to the wrong doctor. You got a stroke because you went to the wrong doctor. If you were my patient, you would have been on essential fatty acids preventively, and it never would have happened. Because, for goodness sake, when you give the body what it needs, it keeps itself healthy and it fixes itself. You don't get a stroke because you have blood. You don't get a stroke because you're getting older. The only reason you get a stroke is because you hired the wrong doctor. Okay? So, at 100 pounds, again, it's easy, Pat. What I would do in your case, in order to support and promote the health of your entire system, per month, 1 Healthy Start Pack and 1 bottle of plant-derived minerals, 1 Healthy Start Pack, 1 bottle of plant-derived minerals, 2 bottles of selenium, 2 bottles of selenium, and 1 extra bottle of essential fatty acids, EFAs. And I would get those at the 90 count, EFA at the 90 count. So you're going to do a Healthy Start Pack, plant-derived minerals, 2 bottles of selenium, and 1 bottle of essential fatty acids at the 90 count. Plus, right, you've been listening to this show, then you know everybody without exception goes on the good food, bad food diet. I don't really care what you do eat as long as you don't eat the 10 foods that are listed as bad. So clean your diet up, get your hands on those supplements, start to take them, and then in about the 3rd week after you've been taking the supplements, I'd go back to your MD and have him check your PT time, like Peter Thomas, okay, PT time. It's also called INR, like Indigo, Nancy, Robert. That will tell him how well your blood is clotting. And once it gets into the healthy zone, you can just stop the Plavix. Because when you're taking the essential fatty acids, that's all that you're going to need for this. That's what I would recommend. If you were coming to see me in a state where I can prescribe Plavix, that's what I would tell you to do. Now, you know, I don't know where you live, and I don't really care, because I'm only licensed right now to practice naturopathic medicine in 1 state in the United States. And so, look, if I were you, that's what I would do. You don't need the Plavix. You know, it's just a juvenile, backwards therapeutic given to you under advice by the same people that told you to take the medicine that gave you the stroke, that caused your blood vessels to go funky. And, you know, it's just nonsense what we put up with. So fire your MD, cancel your comprehensive health insurance, buy catastrophic health insurance instead, and use the money that you save to secure your vitamins and get knowledge, get power, change your diet, check it out. And that's all you're going to need to do, because after you stop the Plavix, then I want you to go back again 3 weeks later and have them do the same tests, the INR or the prothrombin time, and see how healthy your blood is without the Plavix. And this is a 100% guarantee that if you follow this advice, your blood will be perfectly, it'll have the perfect viscosity without the Plavix. You don't need to worry about that. And again, at 100 pounds, man, once you start taking this stuff, Pat, you are just going to love how it makes you feel. Thank you so much for calling. Give it a try, and then call me back with a report. Stephen is next. Stephen, if you're still there, you have a question about your shoulder.
Hello?
Hello, Stephen. You're live.
Thanks for taking my call, doctor.
Sure.
I have shoulders that when if I lift just like a barbell that's empty,
yeah,
that if I lift my arm up and back, it hurts real bad.
Yeah.
I was wondering if there's anything I can take for that, and I was going to ask a question about dysautonomia.
Okay. So how tall are you and how much do you weigh?
I'm 5'8.5", and I weigh 190.
Okay. And how long has the shoulder been a problem?
since 2001.
To what do you attribute the pain? I mean, did you have a car accident or rip it in playing rugby or something? I mean, what happened?
Well, it's on both shoulders, both of them now. I fell and hit my head once, but I'm not sure if that was before or after.
Yeah, so did the shoulder pain just kind of show up out of nowhere, and you've been dealing with it ever since?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. All right, so yeah, now we're coming up against a hard break here, so I'm going to give you first the rundown, and if you stick with me on the other side of the break, I'll tell you exactly what to do. Basically, man, it's no different than if you had an automobile and you never changed the oil filter, you never put new oil in the car, eventually the car is going to run out of oil. I mean, you're going to be down 3, 4, 5 quarts, and once you're down 3, 4, 5 quarts, the engine's going to start to run funky. Well, your shoulders are running out of the stuff they need to stay healthy. It's that simple. Steve, are you a weightlifter or anything like that? Do you go to the gym and work out regularly?
I used to, but I had stopped for like 4 years, and then I started up again, and then that's when it happened.
Yeah, okay. So, you know, one of the common misconceptions that everybody in this country is laboring under, you know, is this false notion that it's possible to get everything that your body needs to maintain its health just from eating consciously and well and from the 4 food groups. You can't. It's a fool's game. It's impossible to do it, man. So guess what? It's only a matter of time before your body runs out of something, and then something breaks, and then you go to an MD because that's the only medicine that's legal in your state. It's the only medicine that your insurance pays for. Those guys have monopolized the theater. They don't know anything about nutrition at all, and all they do is throw a drug at it and, you know, rub their greedy hands together while they're salivating over your medical chart, just waiting for your shoulders to get so bad that they go in and give you 2 brand new titanium shoulders, and then they go to, you know, Acapulco for 4 weeks on vacation. So it's a fool's errand. The whole thing is like one giant upside down, inside out nightmare. Man, I'm telling you, these things are easy to fix. A couple of weeks ago, I had on the show Theo Ratliff, right? He's made $100 million in the NBA. 30 of which he made after his team doctors told him he was done because his joints and shoulders and hips and knees were bad. They told him he's done. And he called my colleague, Dr. Wallach, up, just like you're calling me. He said, Doc, what do I do for my joints? And Doc said, stop eating these foods, start eating these foods, and take these supplements. And $33 million, and 8 years later, 12 years later, he's got us to thank for it. So when you just give your joints the stuff that they need, they're going to bounce right back. So here's what I would recommend that you do, Steve, in order to support and promote the health of your joints. And remember, again, this is a comprehensive program, right? So one of the benefits to it is when you get on board with this program, not only are your shoulders going to feel better, but other things will too, because guess what? Everything's connected. So your energy's going to improve, your sleep's going to improve, your little tiny things that you've even forgotten about, you know, like those little cramps that you get in your legs or the little tiny headaches or whatever. All of those things are going to go away because your body is sucking up the nutrition that it needs for the first time in its life. It's had everything that it's needed to fix itself, and it is going to take that ball and run with it. So here's what I would do. Get your pencil ready. Per month, this is a 3-month program, Steve, 3 months. You should start to feel a noticeable positive change by week 6. You got to stick with this for 90 days, 12 weeks. You should start to feel better, certainly by halfway through it, if not sooner. So per month, I'd like you to purchase 2 bottles of something called Ultra Body Toddy with Cell Shield. 2 bottles of Ultra Body Toddy with Cell Shield. I want you to take 1 ounce of that stuff twice a day. Also, 2 bottles of something called Cal Toddy, like calcium toddy, C-A-L toddy. Again, I'd like you to take 1 ounce of that stuff twice a day. 1 ounce of that stuff twice a day. And if you want to put the Cal Toddy in a little bit of orange juice, that's okay. Except the second time that you take that stuff, I want you to take it right before bed in a little water. Just the Cal Toddy, right before bed in a little water. 2-3 ounces of cold water, okay? So that's the Ultra Body Toddy, 1 ounce twice a day. The Cal Toddy, 1 ounce twice a day. The next thing is something called Glucogel. I'd like you to buy 3 bottles of Glucogel 240 count. 3 bottles of Glucogel 240 count. That's 240 times 3. That equals 720. We divide that by 30. 30 days in a month. That's 24. I want you to take 8 with breakfast, 8 with lunch, and 8 with dinner. 8 with breakfast, 8 with lunch, and 8 with dinner. Last but not least, 2 bottles of selenium a month. I want you to take 3 capsules twice a day. 3 capsules twice a day. That's 2 bottles of Ultimate Selenium, 3 bottles of Glucogel 240, 2 bottles of the Cal Toddy, and 2 bottles of the Ultra Body Toddy with Cell Shield. Also, go on the Good Food, Bad Food diet. You can download that for free at fireyourmdnow.com. Folks, if you need help processing your order, finding this stuff on the website, give my office a call. It's 855-347-3696. We've got people standing by to help you sort it all out. 855-347-3696. Join me tomorrow, Wednesday, when we're going to be talking to celebrities. Can't wait. I'll see you then. Tell all your friends, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Dr. Peter Glidden, and this is Fire Your MD Now.